bem-vindo means welcome, and you can see already how we actually call this city in Portuguese, Lisboa, not Lisbon. It's a very old city. As I mentioned, we are stopping in the oldest part of Lisbon. It's a city at least inhabited since the 6th century before Christ. So you can imagine how old it is. Many people that have passed, that have lived here, including the Romans, the barbarians coming from Central Europe, has the Visigoths, the Suebi, the Muslims too. This was a Muslim city. When we talk about Muslims, we are talking about people that came from North Africa, from the area of Morocco, and they have lived here for about 4 centuries, more or less, until the 1100s, when our first king conquered the city to the Muslims and became a Christian church, a Christian city. And we will see the cathedral just from outside, and you will see that the cathedral looks like a fortress, because in those days we are talking about a period of war and people needed to defend themselves, so they could defend also inside of the churches, and that's the reason why the cathedral looks a fortress. And where today we have the cathedral was always one of the most important places inside of the city walls, because we had walls in the past in order to protect the city. And it was the place where the Romans had the Roman temple. Sim, exatamente. E depois lá à frente tem então um sinal proibido de dizer circuitos turísticos. E já estou a ver ali uma nuvem para me estragar aqui a minha cena.
É muito provável que
So if we
aconteça.
do have umbrella, volta para trás.
Eu tenho que fazer este caminho mesmo?
Não, tenho que ir pela outra estrada.
E por ali?
Ali,
Pelo
exatamente.
mistério.
Exatamente. Pronto, ali. And there are just a few steps to be able to go to the crypta and return. Today, our big celebration in Lisbon is dedicated to St. Anthony. So next month, we will start to ornate all the city, especially this neighborhood of Fama. And June the 12th, from the 12th to the 13th, we do have a big celebration, and we have a parade, but we also can feel the smell of the grilled sardines, because the season starts in June. And here at the cathedral we have weddings, because the tradition says that if we want to find love, we should break the tradition. So nowadays we do have 16 couples. A very important thing, before I forget, be careful with your belongings, okay? With pickpockets. Even inside of the churches, be careful. Okay. So you can see our old trams here. When they arrived, we used to call them Americans, because originally they came from America. And nowadays we call them another hour. And we still have those old trams, because going to the upper part of the hill, as I mentioned, the streets are very narrow, Lisbon is up and down, so they are the most adaptable to go uphill. And here, in front of the Church of St. Anthony's, we do have this statue. You can see where people still today can light candles. But there is also this tradition to throw coins to the saints to find love. So if your coin stays there near the saint, it means that you will find love too. And it's still early, but you can see some decoration here. It's a tiny little example of how the city will be in June for the celebration of St. Anthony. So the big party is 12 and 13, but actually it's all month long. And all his name was not Anthony, but Ferdinand. And besides that, nowadays we see St. Anthony dressed like a Franciscan, but here in Lisbon he was a part of the Epistemic Order. He just became Franciscan when he was and this is very important for his life too. So he is actually buried in the behind the statue bread of Saint Anthony. That they still sell it also on June the 12th and 13th, and the tradition is to keep it the whole year until the next year. And you also, the Portuguese, the word bread is P-A-O, pão, and you can see it written also outside, because here at St. Anthony's Church, they still do a few days of weekly charity, so there are people coming here to receive milk, food, to help those people in need that live in this area. Going here to downstairs, we do have the crypta. That is where we believe remains from the house of St. Anthony and where St. Anthony was born. And there you do have another relic of St. Anthony. While you go down, so there are just a few steps. While you go down, you will see. Yeah. Narrow and twisting streets. But here we don't have rock formation like in the castle area. We do have sand. And long time ago when the Romans lived here, part of the city that we see here today would be underwater. So that's the reason why every time we do have a big earthquake like the one I described to you, this is always the most important area. And man, that today we call him Marquis of Pombal. He was the only one staying behind, and he was the one organizing what to do and how to rebuild Lisbon. And there were several possibilities on the table. One of them was to move Lisbon to a different area. So Lisbon in those days is the King of Portugal when the earthquake happened. And that's where was the main entrance of Lisbon in the old days. People used to reach Lisbon on a ship. So the idea of the arch that you see here, of course towards the other side, was to welcome the people. But behind there is a bridge, it linked to that neighborhood that we have there on the top. And you can see the new Gothic style that we do have here at the elevator. Let's move a little bit because the smoke is from here to Lisbon. And the tradition says that the they arrived here but anyway, it's because of this story, the ship and the two girls that you see everywhere. At the lamps, at the trash cans, sometimes on the floor, because it's the symbol of the city. So Saint Vincent was actually the patron saint, but in the meantime Saint Anthony became saint, and people just most famous Portuguese sweet, and we call it nata, N-A-T-A. So doesn't matter where you go, even in Fatima, you will always find those ones. What is the difference between the ones on our left and here? By the way, you can see them making them. And then you can have some cinnamon on the top or not, so that is actually optional. All of us. Okay. So all of us, we do know this square has Rocio, that is the popular name, but the official name of the square is actually written at the corner. Pedro means Peter the fourth, because he's the king represented in the middle of the square. That king is Peter the fourth, Portuguese, but it's Peter the First for the Brazilians. And here represents the beginning of democracy in Portugal, when we had, for the very first time, a parliament in our country. So this square is the heart of Lisbon. From here, Lisbon would develop towards the square that connects with the arch. And then when you look to the right, you can see a little bit of the castle, the St. George Castle, where Lisbon actually was born. Let's try to cross if we can. Otherwise, we wait for the next screen. Okay, now we wait for the next screen. Nowadays is archaeology museum, and we say it's the symbol of floor. On the other side, also the ship with the crowns on the floor, the coat of arms of Lisbon. You have to go to the other side to realize the ship. Yes, can you see?
Well, we have to move a bit. That's not too
Come on.
long. Come on, let's go.
All right. See how big this is? Oh, okay. So he's like, yeah, but that's not why. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not good in pictures, Melinda. I have to. Oh, that is such a good picture. Mira, hoy sí.
Representing Our Lady because it was the first one representing her. Is in wood and it was made in the north of Portugal. And immediately, as I was sharing with you yesterday, we started to call it the Queen of Portugal because our history when we recovered our independency, and people started to offer crowns to Our Lady. But according to the descriptions of this Lucia, she didn't have any crown when she appeared to them. So Our Lady have many crowns that are offered to her. The most special one you will see tomorrow at the museum. We'll have a small video first telling you about the story of the legend. We also show you John Paul II. So that crown is always at the museum, unless is like next week, the Apparitions Day. So always between May and October, when is the Apparitions Day, and then, as I mentioned yesterday, August 15th and also December 8th, because our days. So it's when that image comes out with the official crown, and it's not a replica like yesterday. So it's when the image goes around the sanctuary, and the people, the Portuguese, and they wave with white t-shirts saying goodbye. That in Portuguese is yes. Here with the Pope John Paul II when he came here. And by the way, this modern structure that you do see here was inaugurated in 82 when he came for the very first time, in order to protect the pilgrims, because you saw just moments ago how it was raining. Yeah. Only nowadays fill their bottles. Here in Fatima there was no water when the operations took place, okay? So they looked for water after the operations. And they found the water here. So that's why the four water tops. And because it's here in this holy place, for the people it's holy water. Yes. And people go there and you can come with the empty bottle and you can fill it wherever you want. So there are four around the mountain. Yes. And in the 30s is when the people finally are allowed to come and to pray. Lucia just died in 2005, so of course they didn't represent her because she was alive by the time that the basilica was inaugurated. And she's buried next to Jacinta, but only Jacinta is good. And because of this, it was made and we didn't change. We just changed enough in order to have a place for Lucia. And so today we do have buried. That have a very strong devotion by our They are Portuguese saints and also known
So I love guided tours. And I'm just wondering. Be with us from the whole thing. This is for you.
Wow, thank you, Lena. Thank you so much.
And this is, she had a stroke. We went in May. for her birthday. And she said because there'll be no more traveling for me now. And I think, well, wait, she's 75 that year.
So those are the only two shops that belong to the city. You find lots of things outside. Those ones belong to the city. Regarding the story of Our Lady, and then you have the museum itself, and you will have someone pointing out the different things that you can see, and of course the special that we do have here. Okay, so. The entire world. So the eyes from one continent, the mouth from the other one, the nose from the other one. So it's actually a human being that we don't see it, because the idea is to mix all the different continents.
That's so cool.
It is, but in the beginning, you know, it's hard to accept. And another thing when you look is you see that the body, it's also weird, because when you look to the arms of Jesus, they are very small, and the legs are very strong. So you see it so better, all the difference.
Faces from different parts of the world. That's
Yes,
so
so
cool.
the eyes, the nose, yes. And last but not least, in front of the main altar, in the bottom, you can see there is something there. Can you? It's a fragment of the tomb. Yes, so the priests, when they come, they come before.
For him saying something about, his order.
Nice to say hello to Father Joseph.
Father Joseph.
So we call it walk with white, the angel flights. And here represents the last separation, when the angel gave the Holy Communion shepherds. And then there is that flag that says, "Don't be afraid. I am the angel of peace. Pray with me. My Lord, I believe, I adore, I
definitiva, muchos milagros. Pero en ningún momento podemos hablar de este acontecimiento. Y este acontecimiento es que el ángel baja del cielo con la sagrada forma y el sagrado pan. Entonces,
Find bottles saying olive oil. And when you look there to your right hand side.
That's really nice.
Nie, ja mówiłem, że 1,5 kilometra jest.
Zdecydowanym krokiem takim.
This is for you. Tak, Rolanda. Tak, covered, and so that's why we see the statues representing the decoration. You have pictures and information about all those places that we did in the afternoon in this leaflet that I just gave it to you. And this apparition of the angel was like a preparation for themselves for what would happen the year after celebrations of Our Lady.
Okay.
And now something that doesn't have anything to do with Our Lady of Fatima.
Okay.
But those trees that you do see here, they are cork trees. Cork trees are from the same family of the oak trees. And we, Portugal, we are the first world producer of cork for the
1942 in thanksgiving for the fact that Portugal was not involved in the Second World War. The blue globe represents the world. Underneath the blue globe, inside the crown in the middle, you can see the bullet which it Pope St. John Paul II in the assassination attempt. It's hanging down in the middle. The bullet which it Pope St. John Paul II. Joy and grace through Mother Mary's intercession. So they witnessed so many graces and miracles. There are cigarettes coming from Italy. They are typical Italian exporters. Thanksgiving offerings. In this showcase, a monstrance and a chalice made in 1911 by an Italian architect. The same architect who designed that famous castle in Sintra, Quinta da Regalera. Have you heard about that castle? Quinta da Regalera, they call it Quinta, but it's written like Quinta. Okay. The oldest object in the museum is this chalice from 1610. 1940, a gentleman of the wood of the cross of Jesus. 82. Okay, so handmade objects by Portuguese ladies from different regions in Portugal. I was living in Berlin at that time. In the opposite showcase, we have uniforms musicians. In their moments of difficulties, they ask Mother Mary's help. So they thank her by giving their uniforms. Candles and candlesticks here in Portugal. It has a special quality. When you look at her, she's looking back at you with her eyes and with her hand, she follows you. If you move a little from right to left, left to right, you will experience it. Oh my goodness. So this is only a painting, a banner, we could say, but at the same time, it reminds us of the presence of Mother Mary in our Christian life. Okay? So wedding dresses, baptismal and First Holy Communion dresses also witness to so many graces. Could you please come this way, near to this map? Please from Holland. In 1945, soon after the Second World War, they came to the shrine asking for a statue to make 47 to 48, Cabrini here. We could see different cultures, traditions, expressions of people, love, affection, and gratitude. Hallelujah, Fusrasida from Brazil, Kisa from Portugal, Scott from Venezuela, liturgical vessels given by the first bishop of Fatima. The apparitions took place in 1917, but in 1930 he had declared that these apparitions are worthy of credit. Then this the original official statue we see in the apparition chapel was made in 1920 by the same artist, sculpture. But at that time, Lucy was asked anything from her. They didn't ask, no? But in making this statue, they asked her help. So she could have, gave all the indications, surrounded by typical Portuguese Thanksgiving offerings. The body which is, the hall dedicated to Pope John Paul II. Pope Benedict XVI came to
ready for us from April. Amen. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
danas na ovoj mjestu i ovom svetom trenutku, ovoj molitvi, ovoj svetoj Euharistiji. Prije svega Božja riječ nam danas želi uputiti po svetome Ivanu jednu istinu, jednu utješnu riječ koja nas danas želi na poseban
Maria family, Maria Visionary. Okay, so do you see that house over here? Let's walk over there. Let's walk. You always walk on this way. Okay, see the sign, Blessed Virgin Mary, Corridor Casa and Apparition Hill. Okay? So, here's the house, come here. Come closer. Here's the house where all the documentaries, all the movies, and all these interviews done before the war, before 91, took place here because those steps are steps where. Beginning of the time, this White House that Maria was born to move, come down. Then Whiskas house, and then Mariana family house. The bus is coming, we're not going down.
Oh my God.
Holy smoke!
Oh,
32,000? 32,000.
That's what you're saying, like 300
So from 84 till 2024, 40 years to 32,000. For your information, the Fatima has, I do a lot of tours in Fatima. Here's Americans, so I kind of go with Lords in Fatima. But, I had a group last week out of 43 people. 36 of them were here more than 4 times. Wow. So it's something's going on. It's not because of me. It's because the world is facing a terrible crisis. They make fun of Christians, not only Catholics. Whoever believes in God, who is a normal person, who fights for his family, the governments in the Western world make fun of you.
right.
So that's what's happening. So this is a very, very Christian people that are believing in God, are probably carrying the biggest cross, probably in the last 80 years. So that's the reason why in him and fix him and change him. But here, there's no way. Doing dishes, it's against our religion. If I do dishes, they will pick up on me, and I will not. It's about 5 minutes story. 81 summer, what was happening here? 1980, Tito died. Tito was the president of Yugoslavia from 45 to 1980. May 4th, he died. We didn't have a strong person who can keep this republic together. You should know that our people, my generation, older than me and younger than me 20 years, we all are good with languages. Because in Yugoslavia we had Coca-Cola, no sugar. You will know. They're Orthodox. So their best friends are Russians. Croatians, Bosnia-Herzegovina, then Slovenia, and then Croatia. We are Western world orientated. For us, best friends are Spanish, Italians, Germans, French, Americans, English, Irish, whatever. So the country was divided. So that's why we have two official languages: Orthodox is Cyrillic. That's why they came to church, and that's why Father Joseph Zoko is the one who did important role in Medjugorje's story. He let him in and opened the church for them. According to our constitution, last one, 1974, in former Yugoslavia, you could go any church. You can see they move lips like talking. People will take pictures, and then you go develop a picture, and then above the altar you see the image of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's not 5 times 10, it's 7 times 3. Okay, so let us walk now up the road. It's a closed community. So we have like Cloister. We have like 9 communities in the last 30 years. One of the biggest ones, it's Oasis of Peace, and I will show you not today. Where we have adoration, of the blessed in that place also. So this is the house that is sitting. This is the visionary Ivan's brother Dragan, like me. That's where Helen is staying. So that pink house is straight on the left down there. That's Yakov. To the right, next to Dragan is Mirjana. And Ivan is the Operation Hill, and they met where that left Blue Cross is. That's the original spot that we built that summer. That summer of '82. So what happened was...
Did you help?
Yeah, no, I did not. I was not here. So basically what happened was, it was visionaries were together getting ready to go with the statues that we will climb today, this afternoon. And then Our Lady suddenly appeared to them, and they were not prepared. And she said, over there is a communist police waiting for you. So that's why she appeared to them
Right here.
Blue Cross. And that's when Ivan Visionary started the first prayer group, because the request Our Lady had here was to form the prayer groups, to put a liturgy, Holy Mass in the first place. Our Lady said, if you have to choose to see me, or go to Holy Mass, go to Holy Mass. And she also said the rosary is the best weapon against the Satan. So operations were taking place over there, and then when the Ivan Missionary formed the prayer group, that's where they used to meet. That summer, what they did, they just built, just plain wooden cross as a sign, that's the holy ground. And then Italians that came here, prayer group, they said to the visionary Ivan, who is the leader of the prayer group, why him? You see, out of 6 visionaries, and we have, and I'll tell you the names one more time, Vika, you say in English, Mirjana, Marianne, born and raised in Sarajevo, parents from here, Ivanka, Joanne, and Maria. And then we have Ivan, which is John, and Jaco, which is James. So 6, 4 girls and 2 boys. All of them about a little over 15. Jaco was 9. So out of these 6, 3 of them formed the first prayer group. Why not other 3? Very simple explanation. Mirjana was living in Sarajevo, so she had to go back September, to go to school. So she couldn't come 2-3 times at night. It's so far away. It's like 2.5, 3 hours drive one way. And then Ivanka and Jaco were going to school in Mostar. So they couldn't come also. So those that were living here, Ivan, Vitska, and Maria, are actually those that formed the prayer group, and Ivan was the leader. So that summer, when they put the wooden cross, the Italians said, can you give us a cross so we can bring it to our parish? And then we will replace the cross, and we will make a metal one that you can, and the visionary said, no problem. Originally, cross just was a plain wooden cross. Summers here are very hot. Wood need protection. It's very dry here. We have no rain. So they realized that wood need protection. So they decided to paint the cross for the protection. And when they're supposed to go to water store, to buy the paint, Ivan came back and said, why we should go there, and spend money for no reason. His father painted his garage door blue, and they had 2 cans left over. So basically, in some of the books, they said the cross is blue because that's the color of Our Lady. That's not true. Probably who said that to the writer didn't know, so they just came, made it up. So then what happened? Italians painted cross blue and put it and took the wooden one, the original one. Then, later on, operations were taking place, till the 2001, and then this is the bigger cross to your right. We realized that we started having 2000, we started having a lot of people sick and handicapped like they do in Lourdes, in Fatima. In May they have a pilgrimages of sick and handicapped in Lourdes. And it was a rough terrain, as you see. To be able to level that hill will take a lot of time, a lot of equipment, heavy equipment, and plus a lot of money. Over here we already had kind of hole in the ground, so we thought it would be 3 times cheaper if you just fill it up with the rocks, level it, and make benches, and then put wooden ones and put stone benches around. So from 2001, this is where Our Lady is appearing. What's important for you to know, this is still a place where Our Lady appears from time to time, especially when Ivan comes here at summer. So Monday, Fridays, we still have operations at the Blue Cross. Mirjana Visionary was having her operation for years, around 9 o'clock in the morning every month, second day of each month for like decades. And now she has no longer operations anymore, only. So, out of 6 visionaries, one more time, 3 of them receive all 10 secrets and no more daily operations to them. So, Yaakov received all 10 secrets. Our Lady appears to him once a year for Christmas. Then we have Ivanka, Joanne. She received all 10 secrets, and Our Lady is appearing to her once a year for anniversary, 25th of June. And then we have Marianne Mirjana from Sarajevo. She received all 10 secrets, and Our Lady is appearing to her once a year on her birthday, March 18. Okay? Then we have Ivan, Maria, and Vitska. They received 9 secrets. One more to go. For Medjugorje's story, Our Lady said that she will leave the permanent sign. She never said where, what kind of sign. But we assume, it will be somewhere on the Apparition Hill. That's what we think. Maybe not. We don't know. So when she gives the last secrets to the visionaries, Ivan, Maria, and Vitska, number 10, then priest Father Petar Ljubicic is the one who's supposed to reveal secret to the world, probably to the Pope in Vatican. When that is going to happen, we don't know. Visionaries right now about 55, 56. And Father Petar Ljubicic is over 75, 76, 7 something like that. So when that is going to happen, we don't know. And to be honest with you, we don't ask. We just don't ask. It is the way it is. We pray and we're ready, like it's going to happen tomorrow. But, because you have to understand that these people, when they were kids, Our Lady was present. Then they fall in love. Our Lady was present, coming almost every day to 3 of them. Then they married. Now they have their own children. Now their own children have 15, 16, 17. And every day Our Lady is present. So when she stopped appearing, probably, people here will be very sad. So, like I said, now you know 3 places where you can go. Vitska's steps, if it's open, you can pray. You can go to that little statue, in the middle of the field, where Our Lady appeared one time and people touch her. You remember? 2nd of August, 81, and now you have a blue cross. So now, when you're nearby the house, you can always come, if you wake up early, up the road here, say a prayer. Now I'll leave you in peace because I have to go, for 11 o'clock Croatia.
That's a fig tree, I think. This is olive. Oh, olive? That's fig. Right there. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, look at the figs up there. Mom, you can make fig Newtons.
Amen.
Blagoslovljena si među nami i blagoslovljen je sad tvojega telesa Jezus i si ga devica v templu darovala.
Sveta Marija, Mati Božja, prosi za nas grešnike, zdaj in v naši smrtni uri. Amen.
Zdrava Marija, milosti polna, Gospod je s teboj. Blagoslovljena si među nami i blagoslovljen je sad tvojega telesa Jezus i si ga devica v templu darovala.
Sveta Marija, Mati Božja, prosi za nas.
It was officially called Socialistic Federative Republic of Yugoslavia. Jug, J-U-G, means south. Slavia means Slavic people. So Socialistic Federative Republic of Southern Slavs. We never lived together before. We never did. Situation with our people I will walk you through century just for 5 minutes, that you have a general picture. So who we are Slavic people. Who else are Slavic people in Europe that you know of? Polish, Czechs, Slovaks, Slovenians, Serbians, Montenegro, we all Slavic people. Russians are Slavs, Ukrainian, Belarusians, okay? So our people settled down here when Romans lost the power. Romans were losing power by the 5th and the 6th century. So that's when Slavic tribes settled down here. When we settled down here, we were not Catholics. We were pagans, like many other nations. God of fire, God of water, God of this, God of that. Okay? So and then we will go back to the house, for the lunch at 1:30. And then tomorrow afternoon, we will have a free day. Then, Wednesday, this is what's important because I have to know how big bus I will be. I don't know how many of them, but Okay. So, what is this? These are compassion boxes. So this is where Tuesday morning 5.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm good. Oh, I'm good. Name again of the statue from I saw Prius.
Yeah. Oh,
It's not there
what
looking.
statue?
The name of the statue of that saint for confession.
Oh, this.
That's a part of our culture. So, 81, maybe 30 more minutes, and then 35, and then you can be free, slowly go back to the house, have lunch at 1:30. And then,
I can listen to you all day.
Yeah, but you know, we have...
Because you have Coca-Cola.
You see,
That's right.
she's loaded with energy.
Yeah.
You know?
Because she's the only
We
one
don't know
took
what it's mixed.
Coca-Cola with her.
It's
We don't know
not
what
the
she
Coke
got.
Zero
We don't know what she got in
that's
the
giving
bottle
me
there.
the energy.
Maybe she's smoking something that we don't know.
Yeah.
And the bottle had Jack Daniel.
Only nicotine.
I'm having a good... Okay?
May the 4th.
Yeah, May 4th, exactly. Right.
In 1980.
1980, exactly. People were crying in the country, and just for information, we had 267 different government representatives. We had 7 kings, 14 princes or princesses, 137 presidents of the country, and his funeral. Because Yugoslavia was the country between East and West. Tito was very wise. He would go to Moscow and say, Russians, if you don't help me with oil and stuff, you know, then maybe we will give one of these beautiful islands on the coast Mediterranean to Americans for the military base. Then he would go to Washington, D.C. 2 key countries in Europe for the Western world were Yugoslavia and Turkey. Why? Very simply. Around us were Soviet Union countries, Eastern Bloc countries. So the only country that was stopping Russians to reach with the military down to Mediterranean was Yugoslavia, because they were in Hungary around us, north from here, east north, Romania, east Bulgaria, okay? So Yugoslavia and then sea, so hot. So he did it with local people and some pilgrims. When he get to the top, he did say this, exactly. And this is something that we normally will say at every funeral and when we climb the cross mountain. Let us say a prayer for the first one among us who's going to die. And then the priest would say at the end of the funeral, Our Father, Hail Mary, and glory be to the first person that is ever saved. So that's why the pilgrims, why they give, they walk all the way down to the cemetery and sit on those 2 chairs that you will see. Okay, even if you want to, you know, get lost, you can. Because of just one way. You see 2 chairs, that's on the top. You see this picture on the tombstone. So when he dies,
Taking a picture of my cane. Yes. Not a good message.
so here we are at Marian Community Oasis of Peace. Did you hear what I said? Oasis of Peace is the name of this community. It's an Italian guy in 1987. You know, because of Our Lady Queen of Peace, that's a connection. And it's a community being recognized by Rome. And they came here in 1990. They bought a piece of land and they lived in a tent first, and then they built those 2 wooden cottages. Okay? Community is being recognized by Pope. So it's a regular community, and they had their priests in order. And the one who was in charge, the Mother Superior, is Sister Claire Marie. And when I came here first time, when I was asking her to give us a talk, then she came from Italy. It's Italian language is official. And then she came and she said, Dragon, is that you? I said, yeah. How do you know me? Do you know me? I said, no. She came as a pilgrim with the University of Sydney. I was her guide, 87.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and then I didn't know that. And then when she, you know, but I never met her before. So I was on the phone and she answered. And I said, this is Dragon, welcome. Then when we were sitting over there, you know, in that little lobby, you know, and then she said,
I know this young man. And I said, really? I said, yeah. You were my guide. What? 87.
Oh my
So
goodness.
she came in the University of Tilburg, and she's a Belgian woman.
God bless you.
Can we sing?
Thank you.
I thought it was birthday.
Not even one of us knows that's going to come right back.
Is that how they do it in Croatia? What does that mean? Not good.
These two Ellens
I'm in a jury. Come on. Look out.
For instance, the Holy House, for those of you that have been in Loreto, Holy House, have you ever heard about it?
Yes.
The story? See, the Holy House story started here, 1290, and then it was miraculously transferred, they say by angels, to Italy, to Loreto. Loreto at that time was a part of Vatican. Okay? So that's why it was just on the other side. Why? Because the Turks were attacking this region. So they were afraid that maybe they will damage and destroy everything. So that's why angels took it and brought it on the other side away from Turks. And so many, many things here we eat you don't like.
Frog legs taste like chicken?
Oh, frog leg.
You did not finish your shopping. These are the local people. Okay. We'll stop here for
Why didn't you bring your phone?
Okay.
Get something for
He takes pictures of everything. If you have to go to the toilet or something, do you?
No. Okay.
No? Are we going to have it here or your house? I don't know. She said to me,
Holy man of God. You do know that he from here, and then the million grocery into the Holy Land, he was by himself.
I was here, and I felt called to go to Israel. When I went to Israel, I was in Jerusalem. I recently, I reached over and grabbed my rosary in the middle of the bombs were going off right above me. And so they canceled my flight, but I finally got back here.
when you come to pick up the bride, then the best man will sign. You just have to be, if it's
1945, they killed our 66 Franciscans in our province. In our monastery, in this monastery, 7 Franciscan. This is on the side. This is our 7 Franciscans. they killed him and threw him to Ineretva. This with the master is our provincial minister, Fra Leo. And 1992, the war in Mostar, and they destroyed our old church. And then we start build a crypt and this church. And finally we finished last year with all exterior and interior. This main mosaic is Our Lady. It represents Our Lady in first operations in Medjugorje in first 7 days when she was with a child, with a baby child. Behind her is the New Jerusalem, and on left is Visitation of Mary, because Mary borrowed Jesus to Elizabeth, and on Mass we are going to Jesus in autumn. The right is the mission of Our Lady. On left side is Saint Peter, and it means that the death of Virgin Mary's liturgy is not something terrible, because she had no sins, and he go to heaven. And the little baby is Mary. Is a newborn in Jerusalem. This is stigmatization of Saint Francis. Now, this year our order will celebrate 800 of stigmatization. We have jubilee this year. And this is Jesus, who is resurrection, and he put his wounds on Saint Francis and saved Adam and Eve from death. That is the Mount of Veil. It represents death. The left side is Saint Francis and the first nativity set. If you look, Saint Francis have no wounds, because the wounds was 100 and 223, and this is the crib is empty, because Saint Francis go to his heart. He said that Jesus was born in our heart. And we have two albums. Small we are reading ordinary reading, and from high is for priest when he reading Evangelium. And from right side is grave of our bishop, Fra Pascal. We called him Herzegovian Leonida, because he is doing a lot for Herzegovian people. He was first buried in our church. He is destroyed. His bones go to our Franciscan grave, and then he is came back to Joseph of Egypt. In these red colors is the life of Jesus, and if you see the
Stay away from your watch.
Okay, just a second. You go.
Cuidado with the first miracle.
Okay, Gene.
You should listen, please.
No.
Ahmet'e.
Let us go in the shade and I can tell you a few things because I don't want to talk in the sun. Mundakal.
Yapsam herkes istiyor. Gel şuraya. Ay. Bak senin buraya inmen lazım senin. Ben de ineceğim. Elif, kimse yok şu an, çok güzel.
Where'd they go?
What?
I got too much weight though.
Okay. The Croatian people was the city of Dubrovnik, as the city republic. Everything else was taken. This part by Turks, the coast by Venetians, northern part 400 years of Hungary, and then northwest was like Austria. And then when Napoleon came in 1806, he kicked everybody out. Okay? So this was a part of France. Okay? But he stayed only for a short time. The city of Dubrovnik became rich because of trade. And then in all tradition, from the Eastern countries, that's why middle state. So all the trade will go to Dubrovnik. Dubrovnik will just start from Turkey, that 10% sell to Venetians will sell to Turkey, Dubrovnik 10%. Bosnia, 1462, the king died. 63, Turks occupied Bosnia. And then took them 15 years to take care of the Herzegovina that is 3 times smaller because of the crazy technique. So the Herzegovina is the guy. Many beautiful things while he was alive. We call him Neymar Arhin Hayrudin. So he's the one who designed, this bridge. And they built this bridge in 1560.
Thank you.
Bak kayma ha. Vallahi onun için geldim. It's no good time. It's not good. Bak defteri bıraktım. Marico, para! Lei ti va Marista!
Place where he
Zato tebi je ovo bez veze, a onaj glumac u seriji rekao da nam ništa ne treba.
But see,
Dakle, to veze ima sa ljepotom prirode. Martin Sheen.
He's taking a picture of Chris and me.
Najljepši. Eto, Gogo, Gordan Miličević je grad.
Cijelog leta. Your seatbelt can be fastened and unfastened like this. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened during the entire flight. Ispod svakog sjedala nalazi se prsluk za spašavanje koji ćete upotrijebiti u slučaju slijetanja na vodu. Na zapovjed posade izvadite ga iz vrećice, navucite preko glave, pričvrstite kovčeg te zategnite vrpce. Čim napustite zrakoplov, povucite crvene pločice kako bi se prsluk napuhao. Ukoliko se prsluk ne napuše, napušite ga s pomoću crvenih cijepčica. Na prsluku je signalno svjetlo. In the event of emergency situation over water, each seat has a life jacket under the cushion. If instructed to do so by the crew, pull your life jacket over your head, attach the straps to the hooks in front, and pull the belt until it is tight. On leaving the aircraft, pull on the red sari, use the rubber tubes to inflate it. Each jacket has a lamp which lights up in the water. Sve ostale upute za slučaj opasnosti grafički su prikazane na kartonu u džepu sjedala ispred vas. Molimo vas, pažljivo ga proučite i pogledajte koji je od izlaza za slučaj opasnosti vama najbliži. Poštovani putnici, hvala na pozornosti. You will find an information card explaining these safety instructions.